Something was wrong with my broadcast, so I had to fix it. Good evening, Donna. How are you? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hi, Soul Life. How are you? Hi, Christine. Hi, Facebook. Hello, Instagram. Greetings, TikTok, YouTube, and Inslee. Welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. My name is Coach Kenya, and I'm your host of this evening. Thank you, Frank Pegas. And I'm your host of this evening's Motivational Monday with Coach Kenya, where we talk about how we face our fears and get up and keep grinding. So welcome in. I'm so grateful for all those who stop by on your FYP. I'm Kenya. Nice to meet you. And if you stop by, I'm grateful. But if not, thanks for just waving and walking through. Thank you for the loves and the likes and the taps. I am grateful. Facebook, my ride are forever supporters. Thank you so much for rocking with me again tonight. Let me remember to share this post into our group. Barbara and Trina, good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you guys doing? Mary, where are you guys tapping in from? I'm Kenya and I'm live on multiple platforms. So if you're new here, you've probably I've probably come up on your FYP. You've probably looked at something familiar to one of my topics, and I talk about a lot of things, but tonight but tonight I'm actually going to be sharing and talking about our challenge that we've been on for 95 days, which is face your fears as it relates to weight loss, wellness, and your personal care goals. And so I'm excited to be here tonight to share with you guys. And so if you're new here, maybe tap the like button or drop a heart in the chat so I can know that you're new and I can shout you out. And for those of you who have been following me forever on TikTok, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for reminding me of why I do this. You guys always send me thank you, Shayna. You guys always send me such loving messages. Welcome in, Shayna. Where are you tuning in from? My name is Kenya. I live in Mesa, Arizona. Didi Coos, good evening, Madam Chair Janice. Hey. Welcome, my loves. Welcome in. So, what we do once a day, and because of the time zone, I'm having to change my schedule. So, I digress. But what I do, I like to show you one of the things that has helped me for 10 years maintain my weight loss. As you can see a before and after me on one of the platforms. You've either went to my profile by now to go check my story out to see if it's legit. Yes, this is me behind me. Yes, this is me in these photos. And yes, I used to weigh 600 pounds. And no, I do not anymore. However, the battle that I have faced has been tumultuous because I did discover that I have a food addiction. And one of the things that really I battled with was these different form Takara. Hello, beautiful. Arm Easer. Hello, Sylvia. Torn, Tornado Chaser, 5-star Beauty Sea. One of the things I discovered was I lived in all these weird forms of fear. Tap the like button if you've lived in any forms of fear, or tap the hello, fresh air, welcome in. I want to kind of get a feel of who I'm talking to tonight. I like to do that occasionally. Journey, welcome in. Yes, thank you for tapping it. Hello, Lisa. Hi. One of the things I discovered was I had all these little forms of fear. And one of my biggest ones, hello, beautiful Journey. And one of the biggest things I noticed was I was actually afraid to fail at weight loss and afraid to succeed. Because if I succeeded and couldn't keep it off, I failed. And if I didn't lose it at all, I failed. Either way, I failed. And then if I lost it, I still failed because people were going to say I was different. So no matter what scenario I would come up with for my wellness or weight loss goals, somehow it always mattered more about what they would think somewhere in my mind, and that's when I kind of began to discover, hi, Mimi, wait, something's not right. And then there's the compulsion obsession that followed it related to food and chewing and eating at night and going to bed full and having to have something to chew on. And it just became this process that was no longer separate from me, but was a part of me. And so now, thank you, Lisa, for joining my team. Thank you for hearting me. So now, guess what I had to do, Jersey girl? Now I had to actually deal with what I was feeling, Queen Butterbean. I had to actually now deal with these emotions that I had unfortunately hid in the way I had been eating forever. But I didn't know that until I knew that. Because it was so easy for me to become diluted in the reasons that were also legitimate for me to have weight issues, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Kimberly, right? Nessa. But the real issue and concern really became like severe, really became, how did I get started? How do you get started with me? Or how would I suggest you get started? Because you guys know I'm always about giving out nuggets. How to get started with me, you can click, well, first, Lisa, let me write your name down, because sometimes I'll say click the link in my bio and it doesn't work well. So what I would like to do, if it's okay with you, is actually write your name down. And this is only if you're talking about getting started with me, because I don't want you to feel pressured. Okay. Because my 5-week program is now digital. You can either get it digital or you can come to the group portion of it. And remember, we have our March Madness. Yay. So I just wrote your name down, so you just let me know, okay? I won't go any further. I won't pressure you any further. What did I do to lose weight? Okay, so how did I get started? Okay, so I'm going to mark your name out. Okay, so how did I get started? I actually got started drinking one meal replacement a day in my feeding tube. And then I did nutritional cleansing with intermittent fasting. And that's it. And when I was able to walk again, because I started out medically paralyzed, when I was able to walk again, I started adding in bed exercise and arms exercises using fabric resistance bands, because I needed more resistance than I did movement because of my size and because of my medical well, I don't want to say disabilities, but because of my medical concerns at the time. But the easiest and most simplest thing was I started my nutritional shake in my feeding tube, because I was on a feeding tube at that weight right there. So I had something pumping nutrition into me because I was severely malnourished. And so that happens once a day, then twice a day. And so from doing that, it cut my cravings, right? But what happened was, even after my my taste buds didn't crave it, my brain would still crave the same things. So I lost more and more weight. I'm talking about massive amounts. And I wasn't doing anything crazy, but what I did notice was that my body was always in natural ketosis or apogee, which as one of the effects of the products. But what happened was I started eating more, because I read when I was in hospice about nutrition and how so many people had used it to, fight their treatments and fight through their aftercare, and that nutrition was a way to get your aftercare. So here we go. I dived into nutrition. Like, okay, if they say that the human body needs this much protein, this much carbs, if the body is sick, if the skin is melanated, I began wanting to know, why can we eat something if you're darker skinned versus a lighter skin and it not affect you? It doesn't cause bloating and swelling. And why do certain communities have nowhere where you can get all healthy foods, but you can get junk food at every corner? There's a liquor store, a gas station, and a church. And then the restaurants that are available, they're cheap restaurants that don't have good quality food. So I couldn't understand why we didn't have the access to actually be healthy. But people kept telling me to get healthy, get healthy, get healthy, and you can lose weight. They kept saying lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, and you'll get healthy. But I didn't know what healthy even meant. I didn't know what that meant. So instead of me restricting, counting calories, eating boiled chicken, I trained my metabolic muscle. This is where my craft came in at. I looked at what the body actually needed if it was completely healthy and the metabolism was natural and it worked when it was most active. I did intermittent fasting and I always broke between 12 and 2, in which my body would be the most active, but also I would feel hungry in my stomach, not just thirsty. I learned the cues in my body between a hunger cue and a thirst cue because of the overeating and the eating for emotions mixed up. Because I had lost 164 pounds in 6 months. And I was sitting up on the side of the bed. I was looking good. But the obsession to eat, I could not break it. Like I needed to be chewing on something or doing something I needed to be thinking about what to eat. And then that's how the meal planning came, because the only way I could avoid on snacking stuff caused me swelling and issues was I had to actually have pre-cooked things that taste good to me already ready. It's not that I meal prepped a bunch of healthy, salt-free, sugar-free, butter-free foods. It's I meal prep the things I actually like that are not based in a bunch of butters and fats, so that they're available to me, so that I can go in my refrigerator and pull them out and eat them, so that I'm not battling with my mindset, which tells me eat, 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 eat. And then instead of me running to the gym or transferring all that energy that I had put into that overeating, that lifestyle of DoorDash and it, going out to eat, all of that, all the energy that I put, oh, life coach, sure, you're so welcome. All the energy I had, I think that's what you were saying. This is such a blessing. I think, Cheryl, hi, baby, welcome in. Shania, is that how you say it? Hi, Magic P. And hi, Paula. Well, that's why so many people can't keep the weight off. Yes, Lisa, this is why. And so what happened was so it's called countertransference. So I went to school to be a professional counselor. I worked, I don't know, 20 years, some older than some people's kids. In the mental health industry, I worked with severely mentally ill. I started out with pedophilic children and adults. So most of what I've always done is about behavior. I didn't know that I could use all those things they had taught me about learning people's behavior, tell if they lied to me about medication and things like that. All those clinical trainings we were going to for CBT and cognitive, all those CEUs that I didn't think mattered. What happened? I couldn't. Hi, baby girl. Hi, Dion. Is it Dion? Dion. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't break this one thing. Like, I would literally know I'm not hungry. Like, I would have one of my shakes and then I would have a snack. And like 35 minutes later, I would be like, and if I wasn't careful, I would turn right around from my desk and I would walk in the kitchen like a zombie and get something out. And it was like mind was absent from body and body was absent from mind. And I was in that kitchen. I'm talking about, it would like be like, I would have already eaten. I've already had my shake. I've already had the snack. That's 2 hours after my shake. But for some reason, I felt like I should have been able to eat longer. So I'm in a haze. I'm like, then I went and got the snack, and now I'm back. Now I'm back into it. Okay, let's do it. So now what I've done is that emotion has again gotten satisfied. That emotion of boredom, not knowing what to do next, confusion, anxiousness. I immediately consoled it with a bite. Now every time I get anxious, the dun 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 is gonna say, get up, bye. The more that I do that, before I know that every emotion will be resolved with some form of chewing something or restricting. Because subconsciously we understand that our emotional eating is maybe the death of us, but because we need food, we either go to a program that tells us we have to restrict and there's no way I can ever snack again. But that's actually the opposite of, remember, I focus, I'm a mindset coach. I believe in mindset. So remember, I teach the brain that too much of anything is dangerous and not enough of everything is dangerous, especially because nutrition in this country is utilized as a weapon and utilized as a form of celebration. So because you have to be able to walk the fine line on a consistent basis, that's why obesity can thrive in this country, because we're in a country where obesity should be a mental health a disorder. You should be able to get benefits to get mental health and weight loss coaching and training by people who are certified and licensed in mental health services. Because what I'm talking about to you is therapeutic. What I'm explaining to you is actually a therapeutic bond that's been made with the ability to chew, because it starts from the womb. Why do you think I would take 365 days to come live every day? I don't have to be live every day. I am not a content creator. Don't worry. I might not ask you to get, I'm going to tell you, you see those 61,000 followers, TikTok followers? Out of 61,000 followers, I've never asked or been given a universe, because that's not what I'm here for. The calling on my life has clearly been bigger than that, because it's never bothered me. I don't do matches or any of that. I've merely used this as my outlet to get to those who would never have access to me. Hello, Dee Dee. Thank you for following me. So what I've been doing for 95 days, I've missed one day, is I come live. And what I've been doing for years is reading these two books. Now, you probably thinking, what does this got to do with weight loss? You're about to find out how forms of fear can actually show up as micro offenses and aggressions in your life, prohibiting you from believing in what is needed to proceed to the next thing you are focused on. It is that powerful. And that baby saying fear and faith can't dwell in the same place, I didn't know what they meant until I knew what they meant. And if you know, you know. And if you understood what I've said for even 3 seconds while I've been talking, you would already be blowing the like button through the roof. They're making so much money off weight loss surgery and gaining it back after a couple of years. Yes, Lisa, that actually what happened to me, Lisa, let me tell you how my journey started. My journey was started because I have a rare condition. I gained weight from having a steroid acute resistant asthma. I was on a lot of steroids, so I got gastric bypass. But I have a rare blood condition that causes malabsorption. If they had ran the right test on me, I would have never been approved medically, because my condition is genetic and it causes clotting. And if you shrink down the acidic level in the stomach, it prevents me from getting a lifelong medication that I didn't know I would need then. Okay, fast forward. A year and a half goes by. I start bleeding. Don't know why. Couldn't understand why. I mean, I'm sick. I have to quit my job. I try to go back to school to be a physician's assistant. I'm in school. I have a heart attack. Yep, a heart attack. Then I had 2 strokes. Then, out of nowhere, I couldn't keep anything down. Not a pill, not water, not anything. Hence is how I ended up with feeding tubes. They called down to the surgeon at St. Luke's Hospital who did my abdominal surgeon, and they didn't even know I had ever had weight loss surgery. All that time they've been pumping that medicine in me. They did what they call a malabsorption test, where they test how the medicine, is moving through your body to see if you're getting it. And what was happening in 3 to 5 minutes is the medicine in my body from the surgical procedure was dropping down into my biliary tract, and I was absorbing none of it. So I had laid around for 2 years in medical facilities getting treatment for all these conditions, and no one could figure out why I wasn't getting better. And it's because I wanted to be skinny 2 years before instead of getting mental health help. When they asked me, was I following the nutrition and the diet? I ain't never followed nobody's nothing, no program then. I ain't followed nobody's nothing. The doctor be like, well, did you do what I said? I sure did. I ain't did nobody nothing, y'all. All I knew is I had saw somebody else who had the surgery. They got skinny. I wanted that. I was not trying to do no work. I thought I would never eat like this again. No one told me something was wrong with my brain. Let's keep going. I'm laid up in the hospital now. I had already lost a little weight, right? But this is how I knew I was in trouble. When I got really sick, I'm laying up in the hospital. I got all these tubes in her. It's photo right here is only a year before. This is only 1 year before. I get really sick, you guys. I mean, I'm sick, 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 sick. But I'm only about 200 pounds, so I'm not that big. Okay, I'm not that big. I'm so sorry to hear that, heart child. And many of us can relate to that. We will be praying for you. So, peep game. I'm not really, I gotta hurry up, y'all. I got about 20 minutes. I'm really not that big, so I'm not worried about my weight. So I'm already starting to eat a lot. I'm asking people to bring me meals from restaurants, and I'm in a medical wheelchair, so I'm already bound down. Now, remember, I've already had the surgery. I've had this heart attack, and something is wrong, but we don't know what. Okay, I keep getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker, so I end up back up in the hospital, in which they find out that this surgery procedure is what's wrong with me, so they reverse it. Yeah, they reverse it. I have the scar and the trauma. Anyway, another laugh. So they reverse it. Yes, they do reverse it. If you think they don't, they do. There's actually a lot of us out there. There's actually a community of a weight loss surgical reversal patients like myself who almost died from the actual procedure itself, because we should have never gotten it anyway. Had the doctor did the proper testing on me, I probably would have never gotten approved, because the blood condition that I had at 592 pounds, I still have it. I remember the condition. The, 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 that's what I'm saying. So the hard part was for me was realizing I had made decision after decision after decision after decision based off what I thought was right, but really I wasn't connected mentally and engaged in my to really be doing that. Like I wanted so bad to just to be on to the next part of my life, right? I didn't realize that saying yes to one surgical procedure would lead me to, listen to this, 4 years in and out of medical facilities, to the point where I ended up homeless. I went back home in an attempt to heal, and I ended up being given 30 days to live, in which at one point my spouse left me, unfortunately, because he wanted to move on with his life. He had, found happiness, or whatever he calls it, with someone else that was not me while I was in hospice. That was his choice, not mine. We moved on. Point I'm making is, this one decision led to this illness being triggered. And so if I had have known, like I know today, that really what started my issues was a 6 years old when I was taken advantage of, right? Right? My eating had never had anything to do with endometriosis or PCOS. All those are diagnoses I had. They were never the reason why I was obese. The reason why I was obese is because somewhere along the way, food had become an emotional crutch for me. And I didn't know how to differentiate between fueling my body and feeling my body, because I was able to feel my body through eating. That's why food was a part of every part of my life. I was either cooking for somebody, being cooked for, on my way to order food, picking up food, taking food, but it was always about food. What event can we have with food? Because even to be in public, it had to be around food, because my comfort zone was around food. Y'all don't get it. Okay, let's get into it. I got an appointment. I have a private client at 5:30. That's what I do. I've taken my degrees that I have. I did not go back into any formal form of anything. I opened my own coaching company about, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. I don't know how long I've been doing this, but I've been doing it several years. I'm here for the long time. I believe people deserve physical and emotional freedom from the battles of obesity. It's not, our body is not the only thing suffering from the effects of obesity. Our mind is OT too. You're not crazy if you've ever thought, I might have a mental issue around this food thing. You're right. There might be something going on. And I just encourage you to seek help and seek support in your support system. Go to your doctor. If your doctor doesn't listen, call up a therapist and say, hey, I saw a lady that's retired from clinical coordinating professional counseling, and she talked about weight loss counseling. Do you do any form of where you directly speak about the emotions connected to eating food and healing traumatic and unresolved emotions? Like, so anyway, the point I'm just making here is that there is freedom from that feeling that you're losing your mind. You're not crazy, I know. And you're probably, everyone else is going to tell you you're lazy, you're this, you're that. And I thought I was lazy too. But just like just like the D-U-R-G, D-U-D-U-D-R-U-G, I can't spell it the correct spelling, because if I give the correct spelling, it'll get me blocked. But just like a drug, that same center of my brain lights up when I overeat, right? And so I have to treat this thing with kid gloves. So I have to keep food in its right category. It has to be my nutrition. I cannot utilize and weaponize it, because just like I will use it to celebrate, I will use it to sad when I'm sad. And what I know about my life today, and this may not be your story, but what I know about my life today is that thing you all call food noise ain't just noise. It's a whole human person with whole clacking around and some big old sloppy high heels and slaggy clothes hanging off of it, making noise in my head. And it ain't just making noise, it's making me respond and do things physically. Therefore, it ain't just noise, it's something acting out, and I got to get that under control. So I don't know if it sounds familiar to you, or if you've been there or you've done that, but thank you guys so much for tapping the like button. I appreciate you. I don't know what your journey has looked like for you, but what I can tell you, I've been fat twice. And the first time almost killed me, and so did the second time. And the difference in the two times is not my size. It's not my, well, access to knowledge is a reason, but it's not my size by any means. The only difference between then and now is I know that I am the problem. I am the problem. I am the problem. Lisa Bentley, you're so welcome. I am the problem. Okay, let's get to our readings. So if you're new here, make sure you follow me. I come live every day, like I said, and I give a little motivational speak. This is Monday, so you get about 15 minutes of motivation. And then I follow that right up with our daily reading. Dowdy, welcome in. Cheryl, welcome back. We do our daily reading. We got David Komalafi, 365 Days Fear Not. Remember, we're attacking that fear. And then we do have Melody Beatty. You know that you can have a codependent relationship with food, right? You know that the things that happen to us make us act a certain way and have certain expectations in relationships, including the ones that may be diabolical and delusional. And that sometimes the very thing we think are what makes us up are the very thing that breaks us. And so we have to learn to live outside of our past pains, our past hurts, and our past existence. If we don't, all we're doing is living today to search back for tomorrow. And we don't want to do that. I tried that. I did that. I almost died because of that, because I want to show you how not to do that. I literally can honestly say with all my heart and soul, I could be angry and bitter. I'm not angry and bitter at anybody. I just don't really want to be around or tolerate the same things. Nobody. I'm not mad at no one person, but it's not about when you forgive somebody, you gotta be around them or anything like that. It's that I've forgiven myself. So because I have self-forgiveness, we don't need to meet and talk about it and work through it or anything like that. Whatever you felt when you last felt it, I pray you figure out a way to process it like I did and just go on with your life. Because what I've come to understand is nothing stopped happening in your life because of my absence. Everything that you wanted to occur in your life, anything you wanted to achieve in your life, you still achieved it. And let God be the glory. Don't focus on me. Make me a dust in your memory. Forget me. I'm not saying that I forgot you. I'm just saying that anything you're holding on that may make you feel some type of way toward me, I promise you, I'm not thinking about it. In order for me to heal, in order for me not to eat like that, in order for me not to think like that, in order for me not to be codependent like that, I have to give total forgiveness to all things, to stay clean and sober from the very things that will put me in the ground. So while you may hold on to an offense for me in my life could equal my death, and I refuse to die before my time. I've tried it 9 times. I wasn't allowed in heaven. So I've decided I'm stuck here. And what I will not do is be here miserable because of an offense, a misunderstanding, some unforgiveness, some bitterness, some leftovers, some realizations, and some setbacks that you ain't got past because I've moved on. I've learned today that people are in themselves. And that anything that I've ever perceived that's been done to me in harm, shame, hurt, neglect, abuse, it was something that they were going through. And that no matter of no matter of responsibility that I try to assume for what occurred, I can only assume so much. And that if I continue to tell the story over and over how things used to be for me, then I'll continue to feel like that and live like that and be like that, and I'll never be free from the past. But if I choose to not tell those stories, to not live on what happened to me before, to not tell it over and over and over and over, if all I ever tell you is what I used to live like, what I used to be like, who I used to treat people like, then how am I living into the future? That's why 90% of my content is about moving on. I can talk to you about all the sad things and tell you all the deep, dark holes that I fell into because of this thing. But I'd much rather you know that there is an outside that you must be willing to pursue and believe is possible for you, or my story is just another form of motivation. I don't need you to be motivated. I need you to be activated. Thank you so much, Mashonda, DJ Carniac. Thank you, Crystal Sunshine. I wanted to say Valentine, thank you. I don't need you to be motivated. I need you to be activated. Because when once I'm dead and gone, I want you to still say, I remember this bald-headed lady. When we had that TikTok thing, said this thing to me. And I remembered it. And I'm here today because I remembered it and I put a spin on it and I flipped it up and put it on its back and I made it apply to my life and boom, here I am. Because what I say is coming from my standpoint. Your job is to take what I give you and to make it come from your standpoint. I'm no one special. I don't have any special powers. I'm not running a secret special race. I'm doing the same thing everybody else is doing. I'm just doing it with a different view in front of me and a different type of grind up under me. That's it. Because if I've already seen what it's like to be dark, then I'm willing to fight to see what it's like to be light. Hey! All right. Day 95 said, fear not, daughter of Zion, behold, thy king cometh sitting on an ass's colt. John 12 and 15. Principle, either fear rules you or you rule over your... We got 8 minutes. We're going to do this in 8 minutes. We're going to do this. But I'm at least drop another nugget. Because that right there just opened the door. Did y'all hear that? Either fear rules you or you rule over your fear. Tap that up right there. Either fear rule. What I tell you that one of the biggest things I noticed, I was so afraid of sick. Because remember I told you I've been fat twice. I had already failed. Remember, I had a reversal and then I gained 389 pounds in 10 months laying up in a hospital bed. Blew up like big as a house. I had so many snacks and treats and cookies and candies under the beds and bins. You would not believe how I lost my mind. It either rules you or you rule over it. Henceforth, I reign over my fear in Jesus' name. My Lord Jesus Christ, reign in your fullness over my fear. Either fear rules you or you rule your fear. Fear we're not going to do enough. Fear it ain't enough being done. Fear is we've already missed the point instead of just trying again. Fear we've missed our opportunity. Who said? Fear that if we don't keep this chance, then we're not going to get another chance. Right? Fear of what people think. Who is they? If you go find who they are, please let me meet them. Because I lived a lot of my life worried about that, what they were going to think. And no theys ever walked up to me and was like, hey, I'm they. I'm the person you've been worried about thinking something your whole life, and I've been thinking it. No one's ever did that with me. Hi, Art Kim, how are you? Hi, Sexy Boss Chic, how are you? No one's ever done that. You understand what I'm saying? Horchata, thank you. No one's ever done that. No one's ever walked up to me like, you know what? I've been thinking about your problems all day and all night. No, you probably thought about me, but what you weren't doing is consuming your ideology with what I'm going through. Why do I know that? Because 90% of the time we're consumed in what we're going through. So all those days that many of us have lived our pain on, worrying about what they gonna say about us, they ain't even thinking about us. All right, y'all. We got 6 minutes to see what Melody talking about today. Melody be dropping us nuggets today. If y'all want to grab these books, y'all, I'm gonna put these on my Amazon favorite list. Cause I think 115 people so far done messaged me and said they got these books. I don't get no commission or nothing. Because, baby, these books done changed my life. And ain't no money, it ain't enough money in the world for that, baby. Life has been changed, okay? Melanie Beatty, if you see this live, shout out to you, Queen. Shout out to you, Queen, for being bold enough to write about codependency. And shout out to the women in my AA program who taught me what codependency was and that many of us are living in the thick of it and don't know it. And that's why we can't find nobody, no other type of relationships. That's why all our relationships are the same. That's why all our men are the same. That's why all our... It's because we are codependent. There is some form of codependency needed, but there's a form of codependency that is dysfunctional and very toxic for basic emotional sobriety, right? And so I've been taught how to really work on those things and look at those things, look that thing in the eye and call that thing a thing. Here we go. March 10th says, beware of gossip. Gossip is a seductive pastime that can be harmful to others, harmful to ourselves. Some gossip is innocent. We chatter about the experiences of others lightly, joyfully, in a way that doesn't hurt. Other gossip isn't so innocent. It's rooted in anger, jealousy, betrayal, want, and sometimes hatred. We feel deprived and cheated, hurt, so we want to hurt another. Would you stand and throw darts at someone? Would you pick up a knife and stab that person in the back? Who's the book again? This one is Melanie Beatty. Melanie Beatty, Journey to the Heart. They are daily affirmations. She is an international seller of the book called Codependency No More. She writes books that focuses on codependency and so much other stuff, but that's like her books really help you with that, change that view. Okay, hold on, it says, would you stand and throw darts at someone? Would you pick up a knife and stab that person in the back? I think not. Yet when we gossip, we do that same thing. Words, especially those coded with emotions, carry energy, sometimes potentially damaging energy. When we hurt another, we hurt ourselves. Amazing Mindy, hi baby. We hurt ourselves. Both are injured. We need to deal with our feelings of anger, hurt, betrayal, or jealousy before they wound through gossip. Both are injured. Let me give it to you. Would you stand and throw darts at someone? Would you pick up a knife and stab that person in the back? I think not. Yet when we gossip, we do the same thing. Words, especially those coded with emotion, carry energy, sometimes potentially damaging energy. When we hurt another, we hurt ourselves. Both are injured. We need to deal with our feelings of anger, hurt, betrayal, or jealousy before they wound through gossip. Olivia, did you get your boxes? It should be two of them. The air fryer came on its own, and then another box priority before our jealousy before they wound through gossip. While walking through this journey, you must learn of the dangers. Gossip is one of them. Heal the feelings underneath so you can speak lightly with words of love. And what she's pointing out is that when we're feeling hurt or something, we'll sometimes speak on things that we will put emotion on. And so where something was just simple or easy, our emotion will be added to it and it'll elevate that statement from being basic to meaning something to the person that you say it to. And then that person will carry back how you said that statement. You got the small box. I actually sent you a message today. I'm super excited. Okay, the next box. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, excellent. So the next one should be coming, okay, because it's a little bit bigger. Okay, I stay calm. Remember, look, y'all, I got a client in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, Dougie Fresh. I'm so excited, Olivia. You've been supporting me forever. I'm Have you had a chance to get to log in to look at the documents, the two digital books? Okay, okay, look, because I'll start coaching right now. Do. Okay, so what she's saying is that when our feelings are angst, Crystal, Simple Crystal, you're so welcome. What Melanie is telling us, you guys, is when our feelings are hurt, if we don't actually address them, it'll create a pseudo It's a digital. Okay, look, Olivia, it's gonna be let me resend it. It don't even matter because I'm gonna have to message you and ask you which email you use to register on the website because the information is gonna go to that email, not to the Olivia C one. So let me figure out which one you on the portal on, okay? And I'll get you taken care of. I have an appointment in 1 minute, but I'll hear her log in, so we're already set up for her, so we won't miss her. Okay, so let's get it together. So what Melanie was saying really, really quick, guys. So just so you know, guys, I am a weight loss. They call me the weight loss guru. I lost my weight almost 10 years ago. I've maintained, well, I started almost 10 years ago and I maintained it. I have kept that weight off. If you've seen any of my after photos, you can look on my page and see that there's no cap. This is me. This is me now. And I teach you natural ways how to rotate your lifestyle into a full transformation. I work one-on-one and I work with group sessions on a daily basis to help women lose weight. Let me see her. Thank you, Olivia. So just check it out. Okay, so look, Melody said if you feeling some type of way and you don't deal with it, you gonna go make a statement to somebody and put that emotion on it, and that person's gonna pack it like rat petals out in these streets, and you gonna be defending yourself about something where that had no meaning when you actually said it, but because you had something going on under the statement that they don't know about and they heard it. They gonna go pack what they heard, not what you said. Did y'all catch that? Now I do talk about that a lot, how our language and our behavior can communicate differently. So that's why our behavior is important, right? Like how fine means effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Like these things have meanings where people over time have proven these definitions where they'll say one thing, but they're really trying to tell you something else. And so we try to lean into that. Okay, I love you guys so much. You guys have a good evening. I'm so super excited to be here. And I love doing this. I'm just waiting for her to log in. So we'll just hang out for a few seconds, you guys, until she chaps in here, and then I'll hop on off. How does it sound? Why don't we take some questions this evening? Don't forget you can get your I.R.I.S.E sweatshirts. They are on sale, like I promised. $26.99 as promised. Yep, $28.99 as promised. The bands, the 3-piece bands, as promised, are marked down to the $14.99 with the I.R.I.S.E 15 code if you go to the website, as promised, for March Madness. My niece hung out with her girlfriend, which is why we did not do her live today, but we did do those March Madness markdown for you guys. So these are the bands that I'm studying for big exam tomorrow. I'll check my email in a few. Yes, ma'am, no worries. I'll resend and reconnect on my end. And if you get doubles, we be all right, okay? So we got those, you guys, and then we do have these. Finally came in the mail. They one day, they've only been here one day. We have a whole new bundle of our bling sweatshirts. They are oversized. They are hoodied. This is the perfect time to grab them right when it's kind of windy. It's got your bling, you blinging things. Okay, it is actual crystals. Someone asked me, is that real? Yes, it is actual stones on there. Okay. Yes, okay, I'll check TikTok. Okay, I thought you meant the other mailbox. Okay, and boom, you are going to be getting that bling string. Okay. When I tell you it's perfect. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. It's actually fleece lined. So you are going to be warm. I am in New Jersey. It has saved my butt, let me tell you. The hood actually keeps you warm. It is marked down right now for $28.99 on our boutique, and on that updated price goes on the TikTok shop. So it does update on the TikTok shop where you can still use your TikTok shop coupons, okay? I'm trying. Look, I'm holding it up. Y'all can't even see. Oh, you can see it back here. Here we go. There we go. I was holding it up too close. I do have all the way up to a 3XL. This right here is actually. Wait till I tell you what size it is. What if I told you this is a large? This is $28.99, and you get your. If you go to the boutique, you're gonna get a 15% off, and if you go to TikTok shop, they're gonna give you. I think it's $5 off. It does have the front pocket. You're going to get your backup string in the back. Okay. And it's actually the actual crystals. I know, no, it's the real deal. And then you're going to get your bling string. This string is removable. Okay, you can put it in other sweatshirts. If the sweatshirt will let you, you can actually rotate the string in and out. That's why I get them made. I love them. Someone said, "Can I just buy the string?" I was like, "Sure." I don't typically have them like that, but they're here local. Okay, so you got your I.R.I.S. sweatshirt. Wait a minute, something's going on. I hope I didn't do that. That one like that one. That okay, it might have been okay. I just noticed that the eye on that is messed up, so that yeah, the string is fully removable. The eye on that is messed up, so that has to go to. I didn't do that on purpose to overflow. I do have a lot of these sweatshirts, but I just noticed that. Let me go get a different one. That the eye is messed up on that one, which does happen. Hold on, guys. My appointment's here too. Yeah, I just noticed. You guys, I just noticed one of my stones on that one because I am a little perfectionist. All right. So, as I said, you guys, once my appointment arrives, I have to go. So, I will see you guys on the other side. But I went and grabbed another one. Remember, I told you the whole box came in. Ooh.